Hello and welcome to AptiWizard. In this video, we have Gaurav with us. Gaurav has recently taken the at-home GRE and has a score of 337 on the test. He's here with us to share his GRE test day experience. Plus, he has some good tips for GRE preparation as well. So stay tuned. Hello Gaurav, how are you?
Hi Smriti, I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. So tell us about your recent GRE experience, Gaurav. How was your score?
I did pretty well. I think I got 337. I scored a 170 quant, 167 in verbal, and 5.5 in writing.
That's a very, very good score, Gaurav. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what are the programs that you're applying for now?
So I'm planning to apply for my MBA. So I'll start applying like in a few months.
Okay, all right, very good. Okay, Gaurav, tell us about your experience with the GRE test. So, how long back did you start preparing?
So I started preparing about 3 months before the test, and 1 month before is when I like really got serious about it and dedicated time every day. So my process was basically I would do a mock test every weekend, and I would mark whatever, and I would see whatever topics I'm weak at or getting wrong, and I would study those over the week, and then next weekend I would take another mock test and see the improvement. Yeah.
All right. So you started taking the mock tests on a weekly basis long back.
I would say about 2 months before the test, I took it like once every week.
Okay, all right. And you could see that improvement in the mock test scores?
So I took like a variety of mock tests. Some were like I took like Kaplan. I took all the free ones that were available online. So Kaplan, Manhattan Prep, Princeton, and they all had like different difficulty level. So my tests, pretty much my test score in the mocks was always in the 320s. But but I could feel improvement in the sense I was feeling more confident. I was feeling less fatigued. Uh, I knew more concepts, and so I knew I was making improvement.
Okay, nice. And during the mock tests, did you actually write the AWA sections as well?
Not for all. In total, I did three power prep tests, the two free one and one paid one, and I saved them for the end. And those three I did very properly. I did it with like, like the test booklet, and I did it with the AWA section. I did it as close to the mock test as I could. So I did three writing sections in total. Which were all the ETS ones.
Okay, nice. So can you tell us when you started taking the preparation seriously and started taking the mock test? So what was your score, if you remember, in the first mock test that you took?
Yeah, so the first mock test I took, I scored a 320. I think I scored both 160 in both verbal and quant. Um, yeah, and I think the last mock test I took, which was Power Prep plus 3, that I got a 328.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
But you finally scored higher than even the last mock test.
Yes, that's true. So even I was surprised. So my target was a 330, and that's why I think I was very careful during the exam time about my quant. I was just checking my work like after every question I would spend 10 seconds just to check my work, and I think that's why I did not make any careless errors, which is why I probably got a 170. And with verbal I think it's a lot on luck, because 50% of verbal is just vocab, right? So it's about whether you get the words you learned or not. It's up to you. But if something, I lost all my verbal points in vocab, so that is something I probably would have studied more if I could do it again.
Okay, all right. And so how was your experience on the test day? How did you set up your room and how did you set up your desk equipment?
Okay, yeah. So I actually did not take it at my house. I booked a meeting room at my office, and I took the test there. Because it helps with the setting, and the internet is reliable. Plus, there's already a nice desk and chair, so it made more sense. So I got there. I scheduled the exam for 11:30. I got there half an hour back. Reached there at around 11. I set up my laptop, set up my charger, got my booklet, my pen, and everything. And and around 5 minutes before the test, you will see a ProctorU launch test option once you log into ProctorU. So I clicked on that, and then they go through some automated steps. They will ask you to, take your photo. They will ask you a photo of your passport. You'll have to show your passport, and once that is done, then they connect you to a proctor. Yeah, and the proctor will ask you to show you around the full room. So I took up my laptop, I just turned it around, showed them the whole full room. He asked me to see the pad that I was going to write at, so I showed him that, and yeah, and then everything else. My bag was kept away, not at my arm's distance. Basically, it was in the corner of the room, so I could not reach it during the test. And that's when he started the test. And after the test start, he did not speak at all. I did not hear from him at all during the test. I pretty much forgot he was there. So yeah.
Okay. All right. And when you took breaks in between, so did they check everything again after the breaks?
Not for the so in my case they didn't. So after the 1 minute break, you cannot leave the camera. You have to stay there. So I would just stretch a little, and after in the 10-minute break, you can leave the camera. You can go out, use the restroom, have a snack. I just had a banana, and I like stretch around. I literally did jumping jacks in the room to get the blood flowing. And that's when I got back to sit on the. I got back on the exam. They're supposed to, and then yeah, the proctor will ask you to show the room again, and then they will start the test, and it will continue.
Okay, all right. So it was a good experience for you, basically taking the at-home
Yeah,
GRE.
yeah. I had heard a lot of horror stories, so I was very apprehensive, but it turned out pretty smooth. I did not face any issues.
Okay, that is nice.
Yeah.
All right, Gaurav. So, what tips would you like to give the people who are preparing for the GRE now? In terms of the preparation.
Okay. So I would say for quant, I think what's most important is to do targeted study. So I know like some people would try to do a mock test every day because that's not very efficient. You have to find the areas that you're weak at and spend more time practicing those. So I use the Manhattan Prep 5-pound book of problems, and I would recommend that because there you get questions per topic. So and do the topics that you're weak at. And the second most important tip I can give you is keep some sort of an error log. So I used to mark literally every question that I got wrong. So I used to just mark it in the book, and even for the mock test I did, I used to mark it somewhere. And the week before my test, I went back and I did all of the questions that I'd gotten wrong. So I think that helped a lot. And as for verbal, as I said, I think 50% of it is vocab. So so start early, start doing vocab early, do a few words every day. And for reading also, start reading academic journals, start reading. And when you're reading them, think about it from the GRE perspective. Like try to answer what is the author thinking of, what is the evidence, what is the counter evidence. Think about those things when you're reading, so that then it comes naturally during the test if you have that practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And any specific tips for the test day? So, before the test, what a person should do, or what do you suggest?
So I think so for the test day, I would say that one day before the test, make sure to log into ProctorU, run the system check so that there are no surprises during the test day. And on the test day, the most important thing is to go in with a fresh mind. So get enough sleep. Don't work too hard the day before your test. Try to take it in the morning when your mind is fresh. Yeah, and so I think that really helped me improve my score from my mock test to my actual test. And one more thing, I would say they at the end of the test they show you your approximate score. So remember to write it down, because if you miss that, then you cannot see the unofficial scores anywhere. You have to wait for those 8 to 10 days to get the official report back. So yeah, so don't make sure to write it down.
Okay. So you have now received your official report, and you are officially at 337.
Yes.
And there was no deviation between your unofficial and your official score, right?
No, there wasn't.
Okay, good. All right, Gaurav, thank you so much for doing this. Our students have definitely learned a lot of tips from you regarding the GRE preparation and the test experience as well. All the best for all your future endeavors.
Thank you. Thanks, Smriti. Yeah, have a good day.